I used to struggle to grow my arms, even though I was doing curls and more curls. But once I realized that the bicep and tricep aren't just two muscles, my arms blew up so fast that I'm now getting comments from people thinking I'm using steroids. So in this video, I'll share the exact exercises you should never skip if you want your arms to grow fast, and why just doing regular curls is the reason your arms aren't growing. Starting with the incline dumbbell curl, which is one of the best exercises that you can do to bias the long head. See, the bicep consists of two heads, and each one works slightly different. And so, just doing one exercise over and over again won't get you fully developed arms. This long head, which sits on the outside of the arm, crosses the shoulder joint. And because of this, the long head is most dominant when the muscle is fully stretched. And the only way to do that is to have the arm behind the body at the start of the movement. What makes the incline curl so good is that it pushes the shoulder into extension before you curl the weight up, effectively pre-stretching the long head. And what's also true is that because of this position, the exercise is heaviest at the bottom of the movement, which gives the highest stimulus for this muscle. To maximize that effect, it is important to really control the bottom part of the exercise. If you're using momentum to get through the hardest part of the rep, you're cheating yourself out of the length and stimulus that makes the incline curl worth doing in the first place. And if you struggle with keeping your elbows relatively locked, then a great variation is an elbow-supported incline curl, giving just that little more stability to make the exercise more effective. Now, where the long head crosses the shoulder joint and dominates the stretch position, the opposite is true for the short head. And so, to target the short head of the bicep, you want the arm in front of the body. With a regular barbell curl or dumbbell curl, you can achieve this, but what really emphasizes the arm position is the preacher curl. And that's why I think this is the best exercise to do to target the short head. The way you set up the arm support changes where the movement becomes heavier. With the support fully upright, the exercise becomes heavier in the middle, and this is where the biceps can produce most force, and so it becomes very efficient. And if you have the support a little bit lower, the bias moves more towards the lengthened position. Now with this, there's no right or wrong, but because we're already maximizing the lengthened position with the incline curl, I prefer to complement this with a preacher curl in a slightly more upright position. But what's more important is the tweak I'm about to show you now. To maximize contraction of the bicep, twist your pinky to the ceiling as you curl up. This is what's called supination of the forearm, and this is another function of the bicep muscle. In fact, elbow flexion, the primary movement of the bicep, is strongest in this position. The incline and preacher curl are the two most effective exercises to grow bigger biceps. And while everyone focuses on the biceps when they want bigger arms, it's well-developed triceps that really make the arm look big. Because the tricep has three heads, it makes up 2/3 of your upper arm. The lateral head is that horseshoe-looking muscle, and the medial head is a smaller muscle just above the elbow. Both of these muscles are most dominant in the shortened position when the arm is fully straightened. And one of the most effective exercises to bias the shortened position is a tricep pushdown. And because these heads dominate the shortened position, it is super important that you fully lock out your elbows at the bottom of every rep, which is something I see a lot of people avoid. And this is exactly where a lot of the stimulus is. And whether you use a straight bar or a rope doesn't really affect the movement, because the tricep isn't affected by pronation or supination the way that the bicep is. So just pick whatever feels most comfortable. The third muscle, the long head of the tricep, is the only one that crosses the shoulder joint, meaning it runs from the shoulder blade all the way down to the elbow. So just like the long head of the bicep needed the arm behind the body to fully stretch, the long head of the tricep needs the arm to be overhead. And that's why the overhead extension is the only exercise that fully stretches this muscle. You can do this with dumbbells, but I prefer cables for the more constant tension. But just pick whatever you have available and what feels better for you. Now, the mistake I see most people make here is that they cut the rep short before the forearm fully touches the bicep. That's the stretch position, and that's exactly where the long head is most dominant. So make sure to really milk that stretch by going all the way down. If you do these exercises and apply the tweaks, your arms will blow up in no time. But having well-developed arms means nothing if you have small shoulders. So watch this video next. It'll show you exactly how you can finally grow wide shoulders that make your physique really pop.